Oh, thank you. Oh, Julius. All right, this is what's really happening. Wait, I wrote that part down here. Welcome to the What's Really Happening show. I wrote that part down. That's the one part I wrote down. I'm writing stuff down now. Right? Yeah.
Moving on up.
And then I did write down Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, and then I wrote down, I don't know what that is about. What is
What's Labor Day
What is
about?
Labor Day? Yeah. What is that? Robert was saying right here. Talking about a shirt. It's Happy Labor Day. It's got a branch. So it's like cars.
I think Detroit City, like automobile industry.
Did they create Labor Day?
Cannery.
Cars,
canneries. Laverne and Shirley.
Dodge. That was beers.
That's okay. Still cannery.
Yeah.
Bottling.
So is this about mechanical workers, engineers?
Workers in general, I think.
I mean, everybody gets it off. So.
Everybody gets it off, so it's about everybody.
So
except for us.
Yeah. Well, I would be working, but I didn't actually request this day off. They just know what I do on Mondays, so I still get paid not to be there. I guess I would have requested a day off. That'd be different. So I guess that's one bonus.
Yeah, we get that premium pay at Trader Joe's. They give us an extra $10 an hour to work. Either a Sunday, either Sundays or holidays.
Did you say this last time?
Yeah. Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Maybe sometimes we need to say this twice. Yes.
We did have. We had some snacks last time. We had some gummies. And
edibles.
We had some edibles.
Who does the edibles here?
It's been a long time.
Oh, yeah.
The edibles.
Oh yeah.
We got Robert Hurtado here.
Hey.
Doug Young there.
Hi.
Rimi Khan in the studio.
What's up?
Oh. You don't like when people call you Rima.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you could call me anything else.
Hey.
Anything else.
Is this a thing? People have called you that?
Rima? Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Well, because so I'm South Asian. I'm not Indian, but I'm South Asian. And there's a lot of South Asian girls named Rima for some reason. But that's not my name.
I know Rima. I don't know. I've never met a Rima.
Ever?
I don't think so.
I've definitely met a couple and heard of a couple.
How annoying, huh?
I mean, only when they call me that name.
Well, don't you
It's not my
hate when
name.
you meet someone with the same name?
Well, I think like South Asian women look the same to some people who are maybe not South Asian. And so being called other people's name is pretty common.
Well, that's rude. People made her feel like you all look the same. That's
Yeah, kind of. But it's okay. All white people look the same to me, so.
that is true. Don't white people kind of look?
Sorry,
Oh,
Chris.
totally.
I feel like white people are the race that has been left out of looking the same. I feel like white people look more the same than anyone. And when we say white people, we mean how white do you have to be? Like Doug, are you really white? How white are you? You don't look like I don't know. You don't look like every other white guy.
Dutch.
Yeah, that's pretty white, right?
It's pretty white.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's anything else? Just Dutch?
Oh, probably some English and a lot of mongrel in
See,
there.
that's white. People who go, I'm a lot of stuff, and they say, oh, I'm English and Scotch and British and
Yeah.
4 different types of white. You are white.
White.
See, but that's kind of cool because that's kind of like the assorted cracker box in the market. It's not just regular saltines, but it's like the assorted.
Yeah. So you're culturally white at least.
Yeah.
I suppose. I grew up in Ohio. Pretty white there.
Oh, yeah. That's
Well,
even whiter. He just got whiter.
They were the Bone Thugs. It's a rap group.
Mhm.
It would consist of 5 guys. They were from the Cleveland.
Mhm.
So I guess it's not too white.
Oh, no. Well, Cleveland isn't.
Although you did have the MGK.
Yep.
I don't think he's still out there. He's really white.
Mhm.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah,
I heard he has a better skincare routine than most women.
That's sad. Well, he likes to give blood, I hear a lot too.
I'm sure that's good for skincare.
Yeah, and well, watching A Strange Addiction, drinking urine is good for your skin too. Have you ever watched that show?
I've never seen it. But I mean, mothers who have like baby boys pee on their face definitely have excellent skin.
Or their feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moms do this?
I mean, not on purpose. It happens
On their feet.
everywhere.
I offer
Wait,
to my
Especially with the
circle
boy.
all the time. I'll pee on your feet if you need. I'll help you out.
I mean, baby pee, I think, is more pure.
But like if my guitar player's like, oh, my back's hurting. He's got a little
So
wrist thing. Let
You
me
gotta
pee on your feet. I'll help you out. Worst case scenario, you're at least ready for jellyfish or.
You're like Chandler from Friends.
So
Always at the ready.
I just found out recently that you don't really have to pee on someone if they get stung by a jellyfish. So this is just what people want to do.
You know,
Friends probably made it popular.
R. Kelly.
Friends and R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Wait, did this happen in Friends?
Yeah, it did. There was an episode of Friends, and like nobody wanted to talk about it, but there was a jellyfish incident, and they had a very dramatic retelling of the story.
Really?
And Chandler came to the
So
rescue.
Chandler peed.
Yeah.
How strong was the pee?
I don't know. Oh, I didn't ask pH balance or anything like that.
Because that's my thing. I don't look. I'm not like guys brag about their size and like.
You talking about stream or if like you needed water? Kinda
No,
thing.
no, stream. Yeah, I have. I don't know. It's a thing. It seems to be guys brag about size. I don't do that. I get excited. My pee is more powerful than the other guy. Like I don't.
Like pH balance.
It's weird to brag about the size. Oh, mine's bigger than yours, dude. That is sounded kind of oh, yeah,
So you're talking about the
why are you
audible,
talking about
like when the stream
penis?
hits the water, like how deep that sounds?
The volume.
It-
Volume?
the sound, the volume, if you're at a urinal and it kind of splashes off.
That's where you're going wrong. Don't do the urinal. Go into the private stall, lock the damn door, take a look around you, stand on the tank. You stand on the tank, you're gonna get a couple more, another 2
At
feet
the
of
urinal, you got people
Oh.
to compete with. You got a whole lineup of guys to compete with there. So, yeah, I don't know if women have that kind of.
Oh, I'm laughing because my partner and I went hiking today, and
Your partner?
yeah, and every time like he needs to go, he doesn't have to worry about it at all.
That's cool.
And anytime I need to go, it's like a big hoopla, and like there needs to be like an entourage
To watch.
and maybe like a red carpet. No, I mean I just mean like women need more care in order to like use the facilities, and men don't even need facilities,
Who started that?
and it's unfair. God, I suppose.
Well, I don't think God wants to shame women.
Oh, it's not about shaming. It's like physically not possible because like we'll get ourselves dirty. Like
They have a little cut now. It's kind of like a funnel when you change oil, and it just kind of sits flush, and then a girl can stand vertical. And use
Have
the
you seen
restroom.
this?
I've heard
stuff?
rumors about it. I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
They're really cool.
Yeah. So yeah. So you really. So it's not just a thing about just shame. It's actually difficult.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely difficult. It's like I have to watch how much liquid I'm taking on a hike because if it's like a 5-hour hike and I drink a bunch of water in the beginning of it, then I'm going to be uncomfortable for most of the hike.
Wow. Okay. So that we gotta. We gotta think about women in that area. I didn't. I was always thinking, well, it's just women are being more. Okay, here's
No, it's
our
not shame.
cups.
I don't know if that works or not. I mean, I've never tried it.
I
but-
don't know. I don't know. The women in my
I
family
thought it
just
was
do the
just-
hovercraft. They just kind of hover.
Like women's rights. That's not
No.
right. If we see a woman peeing, we shame her.
No.
It's
No, no.
Okay, so that is.
Women get shamed for far less, but like that's not.
So there's really
top
nothing
issue.
to stand up for. Women just cannot be in public. That's wow.
It's hard to stay
Okay.
seated for the entire performance.
Oh yeah, because it's like guys who can stand. You women got to get down. And yeah, and that's violent. Yeah. So he's your partner.
Yeah. So he was my best friend for like a couple years, like almost a couple years. And then we started dating like almost 6 months ago. And so like he's still my best friend. Like we've just been best
Okay,
friends
but
for
you're
a
not
long time.
Sure about boyfriend. Or
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, I'll call him my boyfriend, but like I just feel like I'm an adult.
yeah, but well, okay, but still partner or boyfriend still. So, well, I mean, you're the youngest
Well,
one
what
in
do
this
you
room,
how do
I'm
you
sure.
how do you define partner? What does that mean to you?
That sounds like, well, yeah, I'm not sure about this. So you're just my
Really? I feel
partner
like it's
just
more
now?
committed.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how committed? You see this happening that your marriage and all
Well,
that stuff?
because like he's like I'll share everything with him and he's my
That's the thing
best
about
friend
partner. It's more of you're sharing each other. That's sort of partner.
with each other.
So okay, so partner still means just committed with each
Yeah,
other.
no, we're
Okay.
committed.
Committed companion.
I'm yeah, we're committed.
Okay. Trying to make sure
Yeah,
him
no,
and
we're
get the
committed and monogamous.
get the
Yes.
right stuff there.
Oh yeah, she's definitely got all the right stuff.
And you both met out here in
Yeah, in like the San Jose area. So like we're both from South Bay.
okay, we got everyone in the South Bay
Yeah.
in here today. So this
South Bay
wasn't a
represent.
90-day fiance sort of thing.
No, absolutely not. I've been a mail order bride before. I wouldn't recommend it.
Really?
No, just kidding.
Okay.
I've been called that.
See? Wow. So that's so many. That's a stereotype.
Oh
That is
yeah. I
not
mean,
cool.
it's well, it's funny because I think the reason why I was called that is because the person who was asking about it was the one with the stereotype. And so my
Hmm.
at that time husband was like, let me just feed the
So you were
stereotype.
married
Oh
before?
yeah, I was married
Okay.
before. Yep. I have 2 children.
Oh yeah, you said you have kids.
Hmm.
Wow, you look so young.
Thanks. You're not looking close enough, but yes, thank you.
Well, yeah, I try not to. I don't want to be like the
Pry.
creepy vibes.
Appreciate that. Much
I've
appreciated.
had some creepy vibes recently. Uh, last night, got very creepy. And I was just at work, and this guy just going down the aisle was very just he was smiling, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. That was kind of a weird smile, but all right. But then he just like kept going back, kept stepping back, and then you go forward again, take more steps back, do a creepy little smile, and then the wink came. And then he would go down the aisle. But next thing I know, I would see him at a different aisle doing the same thing. It was very creepy.
To you?
Well, I
He
think
might
it was
have
more into my coworker.
He might have
So,
liked your hair.
he did compliment the hair.
Was he standing in front of the herbal essence when this happened?
No,
Just wondering.
Maybe he recognized you.
Okay.
no, he
It's the
actually
guy from the podcast.
Yeah.
he actually let us know he had feelings for me and my coworker.
Hmm.
So it was kind of odd because we were kind of creeped out. But then when he said that, it was like, all right, well, like he was. When it came to that, he was kind of nice about it, I guess. It was weird. It, it was like the aftermath was all, oh, oh, thanks. All right. But yeah, you don't have to look back so many times because we were actually counting it. Every time he would do that, we go 1, 2. Like we were saying it out loud. Like kind of knows, hey, bro.
I feel like I've mastered the art of being like skillful at ignoring but also being aware.
Ah,
Yeah, so staying aware but also ignoring the
that's
behavior.
very good out here.
I think a lot of women are forced to have to learn that skill.
You get the cat calling.
I don't
hate
get
that
cat
word,
calling. I don't
catcalling.
like that word either. I don't get cat called, fortunately, often. But like, people will try to strike up a conversation with me, and
Oh,
I'm always aware of like, okay, is this a person? Because I do know a lot of people, so I can
yeah,
recognize if like,
yeah.
okay, is this someone I know from someplace? And I'll do like a quick check, and then if not, then it's kind of like, okay, I don't know you. That's all. I'm not going to continue a conversation.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
so you seem approachable then.
I don't think all the time, no, but I mean, I don't really know what the psychology behind it is or anything like that, but
It sounds
I'm
like people are approaching. So.
I mean, I think everyone gets approached. You got approached at the grocery store yesterday.
Yeah, he took a while though.
But I mean, I think everyone has approachability to some degree. Well, he kind of
has to approach me.
Right, you work there.
He did take a shot though.
Yeah, he shot a shot.
No, thanks. What I mean is, because he has to come through my line. I had to watch my words because I was going to say, because I have to check him out.
Oh.
Well, and also as a comedian, like if I'm at a show and people are approaching me after the show, then, you know, I obviously can't ignore them or be rude. There has to be some level of civility. But yeah, I mean, there's like, I think a moment of assessment on when to set the boundary firm. Yeah.
You ever had, what kind of comedian are you?
Oh, what kind of comedian? So I'm a local comedian. I've been doing it 4 months in the South Bay. I've worked at, you know, kind of local restaurants, bars. I've done, you know, some sets here and there. I also produce an open mic in the South Bay in Sunnyvale it's at Quarter Note Bar and Grill. So that's every Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. I produce an open mic there every Monday. I have a co-producer as well. And then I also,
who's that?
His name is Sam Borgo. So you should have him on the show next.
Yeah.
Sam
Borgo. I'm not sure I've heard of Sam Borgo.
Yeah, he's kind of it's funny. The South Bay comedian community is actually pretty tight knit.
It is.
And very friendly.
Sam Borgo, like Sam Borga.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that means.
What's her name?
Is it? Oh, okay, I don't follow.
No, it's not. We just said it sounded.
Oh, it sounds like it.
You might like that.
Maybe awesome. He might. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. And then I also produce a all ladies showcase once a month there as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm really believe in like empowering female comedians, especially in the local area.
The right ones, right? Just the right ones.
I mean, is there a wrong one? I don't know. I think it depends on the audience.
Is there not a wrong? How long have you been doing comedy?
I've been doing it for 4 months. I did improv before that years ago, and then yeah, I've been kind of playing with open mics before that. But yeah, I've been in the South Bay comedy scene for about 4 months.
Wow, that's precious. That's great. You don't really see the evil of it yet.
Oh no, it's very definitely. I've done a open mic at the Improv, San Jose Improv, and it was interesting. In fact, I talk about it in my Instagram. I have an Instagram, Rimi K Comedy, and I will talk about my experiences on it.
I'm pretty sure I'm following you.
Yeah, on Rimi K Comedy. Instagram. Yeah, I'll talk about, you know, my experiences, what I've seen, you know, whatever. Like the improv, that was interesting because it's a lottery. So they draw who gets to go up. Right. So all the comedians sign up and then they draw who goes up first, and you've got 3 minutes, which is, you know, you've got to hit a laugh. Yeah, you've got to hit a laugh in 1 minute, otherwise you're out. And I started hearing music in a minute and a half, and so I was done after a minute and a half, and I was the first one up. It was my first improv open mic. I felt very much Hunger Games vibes. It very much felt like Hunger Games.
So is it harder doing less time?
Well, I think what's difficult is maybe not necessarily knowing what the expectation is. So if there's like a set of expectation that, hey, ahead of time, like, hey, we know you're brand new, like we want to hear a laugh in the audience, like a, you know, like a majority audience or, you know, whatever, like rules. Well, I mean, but the rules are there, but they're unspoken, or at least they were from my perspective. And so I think you know, kind of listing them out and saying, hey, this is what the expectation is ahead of time, I think would be super helpful. But it also was a learning experience for me. And a lot of comedians stepped up and gave me a lot of advice, solicited and unsolicited, about what to do next time and how to stay on the stage.
Any show where you've got to be on that kind of a time crunch and don't get to build your arc, right, and know that you've got, you know, a reasonable amount of time. That's hard.
Oh, thank you for appreciating that. I think it is doable. Like I have. So ever since I started doing comedy, I have like a list of jokes, and I've got like quick hitting jokes, you know, jokes that I can pretty much deliver within a minute or within 30 seconds. I've got jokes that are more like stories. They require a lot of build up. And then I've got jokes that are not really jokes at all. They're just like, it's like a note in my notes that says, you know, boobies or manslaughter or something. And it's like, I'll just look at that word. It's a concept. Exactly.
You'll just say it. And just, people be like, wait, what the
exactly.
hell? Did you just say boobies and manslaughter?
Right.
and there's nothing else, and you just leave the stage.
Yeah, no. And then I'll be like, whatever comes to, like, I'll riff basically, and so whatever comes to mind regarding that item, I'll talk about.
Google boobies and manslaughter.
No, don't put it together. I didn't mean to put those two together.
I don't think you get flagged for that.
I don't know.
Some watch list.
I don't know what's getting flagged these days.
Boobies and manslaughter.
Yeah, that's cool. The quarter notes are really cool. That venue has come a long way in the last 5 years or so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've got really fun stuff too. They've got like karaoke twice a week. They have a live band on, I believe, Saturday night or Friday night. It's a really cool spot.
They were having a blues jam for a while.
Yeah, they were doing some blues stuff there.
Oh, yeah, there is something.
I haven't played the quarter note.
Right here it says San Jose mother charged with homicide was attempting to breastfeed her infant. That was the boobies and manslaughter.
Interesting.
So
there's an example of shaming women for doing something natural.
Breastfeeding. I never. People get shamed for that, or
in public they can. They can. People get asked to go to the mother's room, or hey, can you take that to a separate room? Yeah, absolutely.
That's rude. I would.
I don't know. Throw a blanket.
If I saw someone being shamed, I would say, hey, look, I'll stand here. I'll stand here and guard people.
That's really kind of you. That we need more people like that.
But she might be like, whoa, do you have to watch me the whole time?
Well, yeah, I would think that you'd be faced the other way or something, but.
Well, I just, I would just block people from looking at her. Like, hey, you can't look. I'm looking.
And block it with the back of your head.
What's the worst and best advice you've had doing comedy?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, I wish I had thought about that a little bit. I think the best advice I got was to have fun and get a lot of hours in. So comedians often go to open mics. My first open mic was actually in downtown San Jose at Casa Guzmania, and it was by a comedian mentor was running it, PX Floro, and she was super chill. There were like 2 other comedians in the audience, and that was it. And she totally encouraged me to just go up, even though my kids were with me. Like one of them was like hanging off my neck, and it was just
brings another question.
It was just 3 comedians in the audience, and they really encouraged me, and that's what got me into it.
Only 3.
There were only 3 comedians at that open mic that day.
Yeah, how do you feel?
It was like a Friday night.
Open mics, it's always just a comedian audience.
I love open mics. I think that's how comedians get to know each other, and that's how we get to know each other's material.
Okay.
And that's how that's how I kind of felt like a community with the other comedians.
But you're trying to break out of that box, though.
What do you mean?
You're trying to be more out of the box, open mic realm, trying to become a star. You feel like sometimes that kind of holds you back?
Not at all. Not at all. If anything, I think especially people who've seen me do it often, comedy, they kind of have a good idea of like where I'm growing, what I would need more of, and I feel like I've gotten a lot of good advice from the community. The worst advice you were asking is never from another comedian. It's always from people who have never done comedy ever. And it's not really advice, but it's like, hey, do you know that one guy? I forgot his name, but you should really watch him. Like, and
he's the worst.
Well, no, and he won't even tell me what the name is because he doesn't know. Oh. And it's always advice from a white man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so I mean that's great. Doug here is our ambassador for white people here.
Dutch plus.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Open mics are a good test bed, right? A place to test out your stuff in a safe environment.
Right.
Somewhat
Dutch hater.
Feedback from people.
Yeah.
I'm a
Dutch hater.
Yep.
It's really about getting hours in, but yeah, I mean, it's like going to the gym. Like you go to the gym to work out and hopefully, get muscle or make, make goals, make gains. And open mics are very similar in that sense. If I tell a joke, the first time I tell it, it may or may not hit. But if I keep going with it and I practice it, at one point, it's just going to tell itself practically.
How do you get prepared? You got like, are you in the bathroom going jokes and or like me where I hump air or stuff around me, not thrust, not people. Yeah, I will thrust,
if it's
but
consented,
not people. Just anything around me that's not a person.
Sure.
How do you get ready to go up there?
That's a good question. So honestly, I was never ready and I was never not ready. So I've been writing jokes for years before I started.
You're ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, what'll happen is have you ever heard of flow state? Like every artist has flow state. So I would hit some kind of flow state and be like, oh my gosh, that would make a great joke, and just start writing them down. And so I've got a notebook, I've got a notes section in my phone, and I'll just start writing jokes down. And it may not hit the first time, but if I practice it enough times, like eventually it'll hit. And sometimes I'll be talking to my friends about things and all of a sudden a joke will come out of it.
So, wow. So do you have a regular day job?
So I am a technical marketing engineer by trade.
Wow, you're able to, because that sounds technical. Engineer, those are two jobs where you need.
But I haven't been working in that since April.
Oh, good.
Or
so
May.
You have time to write.
I've had a little time to write. Yeah.
That's my thing. It could be good and bad.
It could be good and bad.
Not able to write, but it could be good. Who knows? I'm gonna go into that realm again. It might be a toxic realm. Comedians, next thing you know, going up on stage, getting stabbed and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, what stage are you going
Yes.
on? What's happening here? Which stage should I avoid?
Not Lily Max. Not Lily Max. And I'm not saying that because I'm being sarcastic. No, I just thought I'd throw out a cool place. Lily Max. You been there?
Never. Where is it? Is it in San Francisco?
Mountain View. Yeah, Sunnyvale on the Murphy Avenue.
No, Lily Max.
Where is in charge of that, I believe. So.
Okay. I'll have to check it out now,
Lily
but from
not
afar.
Too far from that
Rooster Teeth, yeah.
A couple blocks away from Rooster Teeth.
But they do open mic there.
Rooster Teeth, yeah, I've heard they've got a competition, I think, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I haven't been to it yet, but I definitely want to check it out eventually.
Want to see there, like your picture. And
I was gonna say, I'm actually excited to catch a set or run into you and the local scene out there.
Yeah, please. I post all of my shows on my Instagram, Rimi K Comedy. So any show that I have, anything I'm hosting, sometimes even my open mic, definitely, if I'm hosting that week, I'll post it up too.
Okay. So I've already gone over this with Rob here, because he's been here before. So you have kids.
I do.
Why?
Why? Good question. Why? I've always wanted 2 little girls ever since I was little. And it did happen. I did have 2 little girls.
At least you got what you wanted.
I did get what I wanted. And they, it's funny because when I was pregnant the first time, I had no idea really what was happening. I logically knew that I was never going to love another human more than this one, but that didn't click quite then. And then she was born. And it was like everyone else on planet Earth just disappeared. Like it was only her. And then when I was pregnant with her sister, I felt that love instantly. And so, I knew I wanted to be a mom. I've always been pretty nurturing. Kids love me. Even kids I don't necessarily love me. And so, I kind of knew I wanted to be a mom.
Well, you have kind of a calm nature.
Do I?
Which means...
I don't think my partner would agree.
No. Maybe. I mean, you have calm nature... Meaning you center your aggravation. It comes out just when you want it to come out.
Sure. No, that's true.
So you're getting a sense of comfort right now. You feel like you're not going to get stabbed.
Yeah, no. She's only been doing it 4 months.
But look, she's doing it.
Well, I like how you prepped ahead of time. You said 4 months, but you said you've been writing for years.
I have been writing for years. Yep.
So, if someone angers you, you're ready to deflect that.
I mean, that's true. I think that...
Not really, though, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, you said that.
Like dealing with the heckler? Is that what you
kind of. Oh, dealing with a heckler? I'm so good with hecklers. I love hecklers.
Shut it down.
It's just, it's new material. It's more material. You're just giving me more material. I love it. I love hecklers.
Well, so we all invited to come and heckle?
Absolutely, please. Only open mics, though.
It'd be friendly heckling.
Actually, there used to be, I would love for it to come back. There used to be an open mic every Tuesday called Heckle Hall, and it was to encourage other comedians to politely heckle their peers, to practice dealing with hecklers in a safe environment. Very cool. You know, nothing too obscene or rude, right? Nothing like that.
Disrespectful, non-raunchy.
Yeah. Just in maybe encouraging the comedian to say whatever. So I remember one time I had a joke about how my oldest daughter sees me do comedy and she wants to do it. And so someone in the audience was like, yay. And I was like, not yay. I mean, it just helped me with my set. It helped me along with my set.
Well, that's not heckling, right?
That's heckling. Yeah.
Because they're speaking out of turn.
Well,
right.
It's better to have interaction than just dead spine.
I agree. Yeah. So another time I was doing a show, it was in Santa Cruz. And I was asking for opinions, actually. So I'll ask the audience to participate at times. Okay, and I asked, you know, I was like, hey, throw out a superpower, any superpower. And I always get someone who says, be invisible or fly. And so that's part of my joke is that, well, you know, I just said any superpower. And every time I get, you know, get invisible or fly, like, let's have some, you know, originality here.
Oh.
And so
fly.
Fly.
Okay, I thought you meant like to be a fly.
On a wall. Would that be your superpower?
Yeah. Say,
how about the power to heal?
Oh, that's a good one.
I would say, yeah, you would be famous because, you know, that Mike Pence fly. I'd be like, yeah, everyone would be like, hey, that was her.
So that would be your choice then?
No.
What would be your choice? What superpower would you want?
The healing way.
Healing one is a good one.
Well, I like the Wolverine. I like those claws.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to do damage to people.
He also was able to heal himself very quickly.
He has best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to be Wolverine. Yeah. I love the Punisher, but you know
I can see you being one of these I'd
have to be an actual superhero.
No, but I see it like right now. It's like a Jekyll Hyde kind of thing.
Yeah, there's superheroes.
Banner,
like
Bruce Banner. Like
oh yeah, Bruce Banner, you know, the Hulk.
Scientific. And
see, I think people expect that of me already. I feel like people don't think I'm angry, and then when I do
it surprises them.
I see their reaction, and I'm like, oh, whoa, what did I just do? Because all of a sudden they're reacting in a way that's, oh no, this guy's gonna kill me. What? Yeah, cops. Like, it's like, what I do? I must be the Hulk right now.
Well, I was talking about this with my partner just today. Is that I don't think people appreciate that 9 times out of 10, I keep my mean comment to myself. And then the 10th time when I say it, I actually get 10 times as much reprimand for it because I kept quiet the other 9 times. But if I had just said what was in my mind, by the 10th time, they would have been like, that's just her. She just talks like that.
Oh, so they would just get desensitized to it.
Exactly.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I'm just saying I think that does it make a difference if I stayed quiet those 9 times or if I
lose its shock value?
Exactly.
People just don't see. Sometimes I feel like people don't appreciate people that deflect from situations. Like, I feel like the way they're acting is like, come on, you could get angered more. Come on.
Well, you know what they say? CEOs, surgeons, police officers, a lot of these kind of top professions, there is some like narcissistic personality involved.
There has to be. Why else would you think you could do it?
That's the thing. There has to be, right? And so our society reinforces this type of thinking.
And you were asking the show was live. That's what made me want to think to myself, ooh, and a boyfriend there. What part? That partner is partner friend. Wait, boy partner.
I think the boy is the part I'm trying to avoid because, like, he's a man.
That is right. She is respecting him there. Yeah. Just like I would never be burlesque. They call it boylesque. That's why I can't do burlesque because as a man, they would call me a boy.
But if they called it manlesque, would you feel better?
Yeah, I might be like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna wear a costume and it's coming off. But I guess.
So then you'd be comfortable wearing the man's ear?
If they call it man.
Manless.
Man.
Or the bro. Do you prefer the bro? Did we talk about that last time? The man's ear or a bro?
What? That's tight spandex? You're talking about spandex?
It's like some support.
no, I don't like sport. No, 'cause I saw a guy came into my store the other day. I thought he might be stealing stuff, but then turns out when I saw he had, what he had, like gloves and all, I was like, no, the guy's just a little weird. Didn't really notice him from waist down. He was wearing spandex. I was like, I could not.
Just keeping it all together.
Is that sexist? Are women more likely to be more approved to wear the like spandex sort of thing versus the guys?
That's a good question. I mean, in movies, superheroes wear spandex all the time, and that's not like it's not emasculating.
How about them wrestlers? You got that good old wrestling.
That a lot of guys think is a little weird. So, guys who wear spandex have to be extra.
Right. And I was going to say that too, is that there is, I think, some objectification of men as well. I think the expectations for men to be fit and a certain way and smart and, many things, probably uncommon opinion, but I think that that's been increasing over time.
Well, okay, that's become more popular. Yeah, the spandex on the dudes. I was looking at this guy yesterday. I was like, gosh, he has a nice butt. And the guy I was working with, like, yeah, he was like, he had to stop himself. I was like, hey, bro, I know we're not into dudes. But, yeah, nice, right?
That's funny. That was the issue, and not the fact that you were objectifying another human being.
It was hugging his butt. And that's another reason I wouldn't wear something like that, because I wouldn't want to feel like it's constantly being touched. I have to look over my shoulder. What is that? It's spandex. You don't like my butt touched. Well, I mean, it's part of my part. But I was gonna say, it was funny because I was gonna say that, it's all live and unedited. She talks about the time when maybe her boyfriend had a mental hospital or something.
Together? Does that happen?
So let's clear that up. What if you were
in a mental hospital together?
Because it didn't happen. If you were, what would that experience be like? Would that be sort of romantic?
Padded room.
Padded room. That's hot, right?
No.
Straight jacket. Double straight jacket.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
not a fan of trauma.
Handcuffs got the
I'm not a fan of trauma bonding. I think that can happen outside of the mental hospital as well.
See, I wasn't even going there. I'm thinking David Copperfield, Chris Angel.
Yeah. Well, I would say they should do a magic show together.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's a question I can answer. Do you want to do a magic show together? Do you know any magic?
Yeah, and bubbles disappeared.
Wouldn't that suck? Someone's like doing your partner's doing a magic show and your penis disappears. It just works for both people. Help get it back, because I know we're not going to last, and I can't last with anybody now. But yeah, would you trust? Think he would trust you to have a magic show where you're cutting his head off? They do.
Oh, I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't do that. I was thinking more like card tricks or something, like simple to start off with.
Kind of like when David Blaine first started out, he did all those fancy card tricks. That was really cool.
So both he and I watch way too much Grey's Anatomy to take any risks like that. And so our Grey's Anatomy MD degrees tell us that we will eventually slip up.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. My daughter watches that stuff. I don't want to see no blood. Yeah.
How old are your kids?
Yeah. Gonna be 6 and gonna be 20. Yeah, good age gap, 14 years.
Oh, how old are your kids?
One's gonna be 6 and the other one's 7.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so that there goes. That's why I asked, because I was thinking when you're talking about the heckle jokes, I thought you were gonna say people were saying inappropriate things.
Oh no,
shut it down like your daughter's hot, and then now you're at age, I would be just you need to put you on a list.
Yeah, that sucks. Especially like for me, my daughter's, like I said, she's a sophomore in college. She's 20. She'll be 20 this year. And I was just telling somebody I need the shirt that says daughter with the arrow and like dad. because she's still my baby. So I mean,
yeah,
I keep her close. And there's times I get that look in the head shake, like, oh, it's fucking creeper. And she's a ball player, so she's got a good physique.
Baseball,
softball, yeah. Softball.
So, I played softball for a year.
Okay.
Oh, she's tough.
Yeah, so it sucks, man, for sure.
Yeah, my cat gives me those looks.
But I too got lucky. I got what I wanted. I wanted one boy, one girl.
Oh, nice! And congratulations.
Yeah, got blessed that way, and it's my daughter makes being a parent very easy.
Yeah.
And my son knows how to push buttons for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in the music business.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he likes the music, right?
Yeah. Both kids growing up in the business, so it's really neat. He's got some moves.
So yeah, we can go to
oh yeah, feeling chart.
Let's see. Let's know how you feeling now after
I love that.
Expressing yourself and all that.
You know what? I love this paper because when I grew up, I didn't really understand my feelings very well.
Yeah, that's the point then.
And then when I got this list, I did not realize that there were this many different types of feelings. Let's see. What do I feel?
Feelings.
I feel.
More than
I feel relaxed.
Oh, good. So I'm doing good.
What else do I feel? Violent. Is that a feeling? Let's see. What do I feel? Okay, there needs to be like a positive side. Is that what's happening? There's like a positive side and a more negative side?
It's probably more negative because it's black and white. My color was messed up.
Well, so this side I think is positive. This is all the like jealous and frustrated and bored, and this is all the glad, happy, loved.
Okay.
Yeah, proud. I feel proud.
Yeah.
I feel cheerful. Zany, I think always. I think I always feel zany. Bad yeah. I'm definitely weird, right?
We're all weird.
Weird is not bad.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Every time I see friends of mine, women chime in and they do a post about weird guys. They're like, well, just to clear things up here, I am weird, but I respect you. I'm respectable weird.
Respect is really important both ways.
Yeah, because I feel like the people that are posting that are weird too, but not because of that. It's just like, well, you're weird. This person's kind of weird, personality-wise too. Put more emphasis on creepy guys versus.
Gosh, I feel sad. I feel like you brought that up like 3 times now about creepy guys, right? Am I wrong? Okay. Makes me sad.
We're not getting creepy guy vibes in here, are we?
No, I'm not getting. Well, I mean, that's why that's why I bring my boyfriend around.
Really? Is he?
I mean, no. I mean, he actually didn't. Can I say it? He does have muscles. Yeah, he's definitely a beautiful man. Can I say?
He's got muscles.
Yeah.
And it looks like he went to Burning Man at the right time, not the wrong time.
We just got done with the 5-hour hike.
Yeah, we did, and we came rushing over here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, for sure.
I just got a message that you're smart, I guess, because someone's saying about your marketing experience. What is this? What is your marketing experience? Question for Rimi.
Sure. So it's a lot of. So I affectionately call myself a slide monkey because I do a lot of slides. So it's research and development, looking at competitive products and how they compared to the products I was working on. And it's also a little bit wider set than even just that. It's looking at the ecosystem, what products that particular product would go into. So I worked on CPUs. And I'm looking at, what product would that go into? What does that look like? What does that market look like? So it's a lot of research from that perspective. But for me, it really combines my love for art and technology. I like the idea of aestheticizing tech. I think that, people kind of hear tech and they get like, I've already seen like some glazing over happening over here.
He's in tech.
Are you?
Well,
okay.
It's
no?
Tech is kind of your world, right, Rob?
El Technico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like being able to deliver that information in a way that makes sense to whoever the audience is has been something that I've been pretty passionate about. And so that's why I appreciate that a lot. I actually started off as a program manager and in program management and even more tactical than that. So I started off really, really tactical and, looking at supply chain and purchase orders and things like that. And I just, was lucky enough to get opportunities to be able to eventually get into technical marketing engineering. And when the opportunity came up, I took it and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it.
Guy got himself beauty and brains.
Aww.
And humor. Wait, yeah, that's never, why is it always beauty and brains? It's never, well, I mean, you gotta add something extra.
Well, I heard that when women are described to have a sense of humor, it means they laugh at jokes. And when men are described as someone with a sense of humor, they tell good jokes.
Yeah, women are known for that, for making us feel good by laughing at our jokes. And so,
Brant has funny jokes for sure. He has funny jokes for sure. Well, he makes me laugh.
That's good of you to say that.
Yeah,
because that's like your role.
Oh, he makes me laugh. He makes me laugh a lot. Yeah, I mean, I have definitely lost my breath laughing.
So he gives you material.
He has definitely given me material, but I don't think the material he intended.
Perfect.
I like that. That's good.
So he probably gives more like a guy's.
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah, I guess the guy's perspective. I mean, I think that being in a relationship that's so open and honest kind of helps to see debunk some of the things that go on in a relationship. I think men, just like women, men are often shamed for feeling, right? Men are shamed for crying,
we should be,
right?
In a way, because it makes us not cry, or at least go somewhere private and cry. Women need someone who's not gonna. If you're crying, to look like if we're crying with you.
See, I want him to be vulnerable with me.
Wow. Well, I mean, okay, that just...
It's kind of a catch-22, though, a little bit.
I guess it's a power couple. You're both, maybe extremely crying together would make you a power couple.
I mean, not necessarily crying. We're both pretty good at expressing ourselves without getting overwhelmed by our emotions. And I think that's really important in a relationship, to be able to communicate. I mean, and also, he and I have a lot of miscommunications, and we completely acknowledge that. We acknowledge the fact that we have a lot of miscommunications.
Yeah, and you're still together.
Yeah, we're still together.
Well, I think the rad thing, though, to touch on that, is that they communicated.
It's you got to get going.
In couples, you get so many miscommunications, and then if you don't address or communicate that, then it gets misconstrued as not caring or...
You're leaving early. The bar wrinkles out. You still got that young blood, so I got the wrinkles.
Scotch tape out. Maybe Anderson could get you some from his car. He tapes his car all the time.
Well, so it's great because you got to go, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Plugs. That means last words, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, my whole thing about comedy is I really want to empower, especially women in comedy and especially local comedians. And so, there's a group on Facebook for women comedians in the Bay Area. I want to make a plug for that. I want to make a plug for, kind of connect with me too, if that's something you're interested in doing. I'm part of a kind of a messenger group and part of that Facebook group as well. And so I think it's really important, personally, I think it's really important for women to talk about these things that they don't necessarily talk about a lot of times for whatever reason, cultural, society expectations, patriarchy, whatever it is. I'm really a big believer in let's talk about it. Let's have a dialogue about it.
What's the name of that group?
Yeah, so it's a Facebook group. It's called South Bay Women in Comedy, I believe. Yeah, so if you look up South Bay Women in Comedy, you should be able to find it.
Okay, but I mean, if you're a woman, yeah.
I mean, there are men in that group as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can look at it.
But yeah, I mean, I really encourage women to kind of put themselves out there. I think women are really, and me too. I'm South Asian, and so I'm kind of told to act a certain way, be a certain way, dress a certain way. Don't post too much, don't talk too much, and my right. And my response to that is, I'm an adult. Thank you. Thanks for your suggestion.
Yeah, do all of the opposite of that. Oh, so unless they say don't talk. Oh yeah, yeah.
Where can we catch everything that you do?
So I'm on Instagram, Rimi K Comedy. My handle is Rimi K Comedy. So Rimi_K_comedy. That's the best way. I definitely post very frequently on that one.
All right.
And I also have a Facebook. Same.
She's free. She has a handle, but not a handler.
Right, I have handle.
Women are free. Well, this is America. Yeah,
this is America.
Free, huh?
God bless America.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Let's want to start some music there, Doug?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And thank you for the snack.
Outro song going. Feeling start.
Thank you both.
Machine_band.
Yeah, it was Doug Young.
Beautiful
music.
Beautiful.
And tell us how you're feeling there, Doug.
Oh, I got to pick something on this.
Yeah.
Wow. Where's warm on here? It's hot in here.
That is a feeling, I believe. Is that a feeling?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. No, I think I'm feeling cheerful. That was
I
fun.
like that. I like that.
All right.
So, very calming, very beautifully written music. But
thank you.
It's just the tone is beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So
we got a little schmutz, like a little.
it's something called a wrench from Lighthouse. Yeah. It's a
ranch. Some avocado ranch.
I'm trying to get sponsors here.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I was just gonna say go into another song after that, but how about after saying tell us about your music, because he said warm and all that.
Well,
comforting.
Yeah. Well, I these days I play fingerstyle guitar. Is what it's called. Basically, at one level, it means I use my fingers instead of like a pick.
Cool. I dig it.
But it's also kind of a style rooted in classical music, blues, Americana. There's all kinds of things. It goes way back that people play this sort of instrumental type of guitar. Some people are influenced by like old blues players like Robert Johnson, who inspired a lot of the early rock stuff, but he was really a fingerstyle player. Chet Atkins played fingerstyle kind of in a country way. So there's a whole genre of people, and it's kind of off most people's radar because it's not something you hear on the radio these days. You hear it a lot on TV. You watch TV, you hear all this guitar in the background, usually as background music, but it's not something that's out there a lot. But there's a pretty big community of people that do this kind of thing, and the whole idea is just mostly no vocals, mostly trying to be almost like a piano player on the guitar, because you're trying to play all the parts. And as opposed to having a band do it for you, that's kind of what made it appeal to me, was that I could be the whole band. I played in bands. I did a lot of things with bands. You're in bands, right? Bands can be drama. Bands can have a lot of drama associated with them, and And so in some ways it's kind of nice being your own band. You can play your own bass lines, you can play your own melody, you can play your own accompaniment. Some guys really get into the percussion stuff and do their own percussion on the guitar. I don't do too much of that.
Yeah, there was a guy in the South Bay. His name's Israel Sanchez.
Yeah, I had him on before.
Yeah, I think I've run into him.
Yeah, and so Israel, it's a really cool story because we went to the same school and we used to skateboard together and whatnot. And he was always a really talented guy. And then I hadn't seen him. Some years went by, and some friends of mine, Obi and Roberto, we were starting a band called Second Face, and we brought in Israel to be our guitar player, second guitar player, or main guitar player, and ended up being. And at that time, it was really like heavy rock, almost metal. And then he kind of did some projects and kind of disappeared for a little bit, and he came back almost reborn. Just same technique. He would get a delay pedal and
the looper,
and then he would lay some tracks down and keep layering and layering and layering. And after a while, he had 3 or 4 or 5 pedals on board, and it was really neat to see. Just like yourself, granted he incorporated vocals, but the sound was so huge, and the percussiveness of it was just.
That's another way to do it. Is use some technology. Use it with the looper. You can do layer after layer, and you can play you're in a band. You just play each part, and put them down. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a cool thing, and it can create a huge sound, and you're totally in control as long as the looper doesn't take off on you or something. Technology can get away from you.
Well, you're a very wanted man. Well, both of you play instruments, right? So we're very wanted as long as you can do other things besides just the vocalist.
Yeah. That's what's key. Is it makes you more valuable when you're able to add input, whether it's writing, vocally. Like for me, playing bass and doing vocals, it's neat because I'm able to articulate myself differently. But then it's also a challenge as well when we're writing something and it calls for my vocal parts, but then I'm playing for me,
you got multitask.
I'm trying to play bass lines and keep timing on a bass line, and then I got vocal timings to try to keep, and it gets kind of
hard.
Tough. Yeah, it gets tough.
Yeah.
But just push through it. I mean, I've been doing it that way for about 25 years. And even then, sometimes it's just, I always say, I can't do it. And then I get a good positive reinforcement from the guys. It's like, no, you did great. But it's not easy, man.
Well, what music gets you guys excited?
It just really depends. I'm a moody guy. Like what he started playing, actually,
it
started calming me and giving me a really relaxed vibe. But then it also starts to excite you. Because as an entertainer, like some guys get nervous. Like you see them the jittery before a set. They're backstage and moving around, and they're like, "Oh, we never get. I don't know what. I'm nervous." And I said, "You're not nervous. That's your inner show. That is your show, ready to go. It's ready to go. You're just. I
just like good music. I mean, that's if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter what it is. I was just over in Ireland for a month, and I've always liked Irish music anyway. But I saw a lot of people playing traditional Irish music over there. That was pretty exciting. It's totally different. It's not something you hear on the radio or anything, but these guys are going at it with the fiddles and the bagpipes and all this stuff. And some of it was really well done.
We're living in a good time right now for music too. There's some great music that's up and coming stuff that's out there. Different chapters of bands releasing newer stuff.
So you think great music is coming out?
It's back. Yeah,
hasn't been good for a little bit, so it's coming back.
It's coming back. Yeah,
it depends on where you listen. If you just listen to top 40 radio or something, you're not hearing everything.
And from my perspective, I'm talking about South Bay local music.
Yeah,
all different genres.
Hear what people are doing.
All different genres.
I prefer local music.
You got bands like Revenge Fire, and you have Drawing Heaven, you have Death Machine, Friction, which is another great band.
Yeah, for the Friction.
Yeah. So, no, there's so much great music out there. It's He Who Greets with Fire. Zed, there's a local band out of San Jose, Zed. and
That's
The
a
Devil
lot,
in
yeah.
California.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of really good music, and then you have folks like the Rebels Camp who've helped keep things stable. As the revolution goes for everything in life music, it kind of goes to crap. Camaraderie falls out, and I feel we're right at that spot again where people are starting to support each other again and come out to each other's shows. Even though we're tired, we got stuff to do. I do it all the time, and sometimes I get flack for it because I go, just leaving the house again at
There's
9,
been a
10
little,
o'clock at night.
I mean, after post-pandemic, right? Things have changed
Yeah,
a bit.
yeah, it has. And I
Things-
like to go out, and even if I don't stay the whole time, I just, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I don't stay the whole time.
I'll give them a
anymore.
wave, and then I kind of do the homer in the bush.
Yeah.
I kind of just sneak out.
I like to get sleep more now that I'm. No, I figure it's called like wise partying. I don't want to party like when I was younger, party nonstop, and then I regret it. You got to get your sleep still, right?
I think people got out of the habit of it during the pandemic. People didn't go out, and then for a while, it just seemed like once we were allowed to again, didn't really happen.
It's so weird how
And
people followed
now-
all that. I mean,
now it's
of
starting to
course, COVID it wasn't completely a hoax, but I mean, to where it stopped so many people. I mean, COVID is real.
I know
Yeah.
lots of people that got pretty sick over
Yeah,
it.
COVID's real, but to where it just stopped everybody. I was still going out, but I was more like I knew who I was going out.
But it was almost the assisted with the reset of the scene. I mean, I'm going to name some bands off real quick, but you have bands like Drunken Starfighter, which is a band out of San Jose, and you got a band called Hazards. You have Dolores, which they're kind of hardcore bands,
yeah,
but
I heard of these
the
ones.
but the talent, they have just a lot of talent, and their influences come across in their music, but at the same time they're original. They've got a really unique original sound. That's one thing I love about being a member in Death Machine is it's unique. There's three of us. So I guess it's considered like a power
And they
trio.
all seem different too.
Everybody's completely different, but it works with that friction.
Mhm.
There's that energy, because we can have whatever tension we have. The band Friction was the same way. I'm a member in that band, and we always have so much
Like some
friction.
friction.
But the minute we go on stage, it's magic. Like what we create together in a room, you cannot. I can't replicate it. It's just it's a unique feeling that what we do when we all come together. And then after that, we're always at each other's throats, or it's typical.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
yes,
Afterwards,
yeah.
but not during the show. Or, yeah.
Mhm.
We'll get another song for us here, Doug.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, so
Big Rig.
a lot
Sonic
of what I
Skulls.
do is write my own tunes, for
Reptilian
better
Arms.
or worse, and which is very common among the little community that I'm part of, the fingerstyle gang. A lot of it is just people writing their own little tunes, and we do. People do play together. In fact, I play as part of a duo, so we have a little bit of that going on where we get together and have something greater than
That's cool.
two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are trying to do something on their own. So I'll do a little tune here that I wrote. I wrote this for a luthier. So the other thing that's kind of fun about the acoustic guitar world is there's a big emphasis, at least among many of us, on hand-built guitars. And there's a whole pile of luthiers in the Bay Area, that people that build these custom guitars. Santa Cruz area alone has about 100 luthiers, something like that.
Wow.
And they're in their garages, they're building these hand-built guitars. They aren't cheap. These guys only build a few of them a year, and they can be custom ordered. You can get everything about them customized. You like a different hand shape to the neck, you like a different width, you like a different scale length. They'll do whatever they want. You want for them. Different woods, that's a lot of fun. Anyway, there's a luthier down there named Ed Claxton, and he lent me one of his little creations, a little tiny guitar that he built. And I had it for a while, and I wrote this little tune on it while I had it, and I didn't have a name for it. But sent him the tune, said, "Hey, look what I came up with on your guitar," And he suggested naming it Sea Gypsy, which was the name of a boat that he worked on. He'd apparently was a boat builder before he And that's pretty common too. A lot of these guys did something else. He built boats. Other people do cabinetry or something. And one day they say, "I'd like to build a guitar." You know, I mean, they start building guitars. So anyway, this is called Sea Gypsy.
Sea Gypsy. All right.
Beautiful.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Sea Gypsy.
And so, you have kids.
I have one. He's a punk rocker.
He's a punk rocker, so you probably don't feel like you need another one, right?
No.
Because he's already
We're complete.
it's already fun.
everything we
He's out there. He's enjoying himself. You don't need a second one.
No.
Oh, yeah, he's like a teenager.
He's moved up and out of the house now. So he's
Or...
on
Okay,
his
it's
own
too
and-
late to think about that second one. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, like a marriage
he's
and
on
all
his-
that stuff.
No, he's not married, but he's out on his own and
enjoying himself.
making his own music.
He's a punk rocker. All right. What's
He
his
sort of
name?
moved on a little bit. He's a little more mellowed out, I think, as he's gotten older. He was early on. It was like Green Day and Nine Inch Nails and stuff like that he was into.
Glad he moved on from
And
that.
now he's kind of doing kind of an emo thing. Sometimes it's pretty mellow. Sometimes it's like strings and stuff, but it's still got an edge and usually has pretty intense drumming going on.
Intense.
It's
sounds
hard
good.
to put a finger on exactly what it is, but it's all original, and he writes lots of tunes.
Who is he? Where do you find his
His
music?
name is Doug Young. Also, he's Doug Jr. So Douglas Young.
Doug Young Jr.
Closer
Okay.
here, huh? Okay,
Turn the mic towards
I was backed up, so I'm on. I got the guitar in there.
you. No, you can turn it towards you.
Oh, okay. He's down in San Jose.
You living free yourself? No.
No, I'm married.
Oh, okay.
I'm married.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not. But I'm married. Yep.
Oh, wow. So you want him to get married?
No,
Needs.
not really.
I kind of heard that tone. Did you hear?
He's like, well, I'm married. Yeah, I'm married.
Nope, that's his decision.
Yeah, because you'd have some life lessons there, probably. You know, like, son, before you do this, let me talk to you. All right?
You just got to find the right person.
Oh, okay. Well, wow. Seems like a good father there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob's a father too. You guys got some good parenting advice for kids here. Like, I mean, not for the world, I guess.
For the world.
Parenting advice. Because my dad, he was never around, so I need some advice for the parents.
I just say that every kid's got their own thing, and they're all individuals, and you can, sort of guide them, and
just being open.
But you got to figure out what they want to do and who they're going to be, and let them do it.
Yeah, not having the dad could be an issue, because if you're not used to being growing up with that structure and discipline. Like for myself, I was too hard like on my daughter growing up, because since I didn't have a dad around, I thought I had to be hard so she could be a good kid, have good grades and be a good person.
Yeah,
there was times, where like her mom would tell me, you're making her hate you. She doesn't even want to be around you, or she's
just trying to love her.
And I'm trying to give her that love, and like I tell her, oh, you'll get it. Like, might not see it now, but down the road you'll appreciate me. And there was one time this year, she's home from college right now, and she's working with me during the day. And one day we're driving home, and it was either to or from work, but it was pretty much it, in her way, saying thanks for being hard on me. Wow. I appreciate that. And for me, it kind of choked me up, because the other half of the parental units didn't see it necessarily my way. Mom's a little more softer and lenient with things. And the combination of the two parents just supporting and guiding is probably the best advice that I've learned myself, not really being given, but learned through the mistakes. Because now I see my daughter, and it's like, wow, I'm proud of her. But all we did is guide her. I don't try to live vicariously through my child's successes or the things that she does. And that kind of bothers me about some parents. Sometimes they always, my kid's doing this or this, and
they feel like they need to.
I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for you too that your kid's doing well. But that's them. That's not us.
Everybody's their own person.
Yeah.
Our son, I don't know, from the time he was about 3, he was drawing a lot. And that was the common problem in school. Teachers would say, well, he did do his homework, but he did do this incredible artwork. Well, he's a graphics artist now. So, that's what he wanted to be, and nothing was going to change him.
That's awesome.
So,
Doug, what instruments did you play in school?
Oh, I did, in school, I started out playing clarinet. I played saxophone, but I got on guitar as quick as I could. That was cooler than playing clarinet and saxophone, Yeah.
Well, you got another song for us? Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can play another song for you. The other thing that's common, I don't know whether you guys do this, but not on bass probably, but the other thing that's common in the fingerstyle world is to tune your guitar differently. So I'm constantly changing the tuning. I almost never play in standard tuning. I do so. I did a lot, especially when I played in bands, because it made more sense, but when I'm playing like this, I'm constantly putting the guitar in some different tuning.
Yeah, so while we're getting tuned, you could check out Linktree for any type of Death Machine socials. Deathmachine_band at Instagram, and I believe the Facebooks as well. We've got another song coming here for you.
Play a little advertising music for you there.
So you still work at the Trader Joe's?
Doug Young. Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite product there? Well, they got some kind of chips with chocolate on it.
Those are really good. Yeah. Yeah, it's those are really good. Damn, I should have brought you back. Those are really good. We had some s'mores that were like s'mores clusters, like graham cracker with the marshmallows, chocolate, enrobed in like some Belgian milk chocolate. Oh, my Lord.
Do some edibles first. Yeah.
Those are the edibles. I got no self-control with that shit, man. I do great all day long. And then when I'm supposed to be sleeping in my own pantry, like I'm going in and doing like clusters of candies, and I'll wake up with food next to me, soda cans, wrappers.
When you're stoned, it makes you not feel like you're eating too much. I got like a mental diet. I want to eat something, but then I'm like, probably shouldn't. But if I'm stoned, I'm gonna go for it.
What did you got next for us?
Well, I'll do a really old tune here that I didn't write. This is a tune. You know, this thing of playing solo instrumental guitar is something people don't come across, but it is out there, and it's been out there for a long time. This tune is one that I heard when I was a kid by the Allman Brothers. And Duane Allman wrote this tune. It's the only acoustic instrumental I know of on any of the Allman Brothers albums. Usually they're playing electric, slide, blues. But this is a song written by Duane Allman. It's called Little Martha.
Oh,
Wow.
Little Martha.
that fits all type of moods.
Beautiful.
Wayne wrote that a couple weeks before, and recorded it a couple weeks before he died. And he actually claimed he didn't write it himself. He says that he learned it in a dream that Jimi Hendrix taught it to him. So, you know, people get inspiration from all really good places. I like that.
So you said, how do you feel about that Jimmy Buffett?
Just sad to see any musician go, you know. And he's pretty young.
Depends how you go too. Like that Steve Harwell, Smash Mouth guy
Today.
Yeah, that's right. I just
He
thought of that.
got kicked out of the band, and he was an alcoholic, and now we know he's dead. Like, I mean, but kind of sucked. He couldn't have more of a legacy going.
Well, Jimmy Buffett's definitely got a legacy.
Yeah, 5 o'clock somewhere. I like his margaritas too. Said that Margaritaville song took only 5 minutes to write. He said.
Sometimes inspiration hits, you know, and sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes those are the good ones.
That's what happened with the song that Death Machine's writing for you.
Yeah,
It just it literally came together within minutes.
That's gonna be the intro.
And then I stopped and I told Chris, I'm like, hey, this is it. This is the song that we're gonna send to Luke for the show intro. And then we went back in and started hashing some more of it out, and it was neat because it just like oh, that's awesome.
It worked.
Yeah, it really worked.
Yeah, I like how he just throwing that out there because I just made that post. It's like I want to do an intro, and I like the way you got on that. I could tell you're really working on it too.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's good. So hopefully here in the next 2 weeks or so you'll have.
Yeah, I can't wait. 'Cause sometimes I feel like when the intro comes, like I'm still waiting for that moment, and I wonder, wait, are we on? Man, I need some rock too.
Yeah.
And I'll start bouncing around.
Get you
And I'm
fired
like,
up.
okay, yeah, it must be time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys, who'd you miss the most, Jimmy Buffett or Steve Harwell guy? Who do you think you missed the most?
You know, I've watched Shrek several times, and you know, I've Smash Mouth was huge for San Jose. You know, a lot of people gave that
Oh,
guy
from
some crap.
Campbell.
Yeah, Bay Area. You know, you can't compare the two. Yeah, I mean Margaritaville.
Yeah, totally different style. Man, I just felt like Smash Mouth was a little just mainstream radio.
Yeah.
But well, maybe because I heard that All Star song too many times at work.
Yeah, Shrek movies for me.
But I know there's no Smash Mouth without that guy.
He had a unique voice. His sound was cool.
And Doug, how long does it take you to write a song?
Oh, it varies. I mean, this Sea Gypsy I played a couple of minutes ago. I had the guitar for a week. I didn't have much time. I sat down and came up with something, recorded it all within a week, and probably only took me an evening to write it. I've got other tunes that I've been working on for years, and I still not happy with them, or still can't play them.
So you
So
had
it
it for a week.
varies.
You just needed that right moment.
Yeah, well, just that some ideas fall together more easily than others, and others you're force fitting them and trying to make them work, or you have unrealistic expectations.
And then the block comes in.
Yeah, some songs I'm like, I think it's going to be really good, so it's not done yet. I got to keep making it better, kind of thing.
Yeah, Rob, you're right. You write songs too.
We write. You know, the process that Death Machine uses is really neat. Our first group of songs, Chris brought in, all the guitar parts, and I went ahead and wrote my bass parts to him, and then drums got written to him. And now what we're doing is more organic. We're actually doing it improvisationally
Together.
live together. Some stuff, I got these chords. Check this,
Mhm.
check this out. But lately, the stuff that them young kids say is fire, that them good tracks, is what we've just come up with on the fly, just grooving, just playing a part.
You get songs that you come up with just out of jams playing live.
Yeah.
I guess kids want songs. Well, I guess we want songs with good fire, meaning we could rock out to, we could move to.
And it's hard when you have different styles of music and influences.
Yeah.
Like what I write compared to what Chris writes is a night and day difference.
But that's probably good.
Yeah, but then when we put it together, then
Yeah.
it becomes Death Machine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's our
Most
sound.
people stand up
That's
the
us.
entire time. But
Yeah.
this isn't Blue Oyster Cult. They're not just standing up for that Who Fears a Reaper song.
Yeah. No, we work hard, man. That's one thing that I was taught being green in the business is just never give up. Work hard. Hard work always beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And as long as you work hard and keep your mind on the goals, and you'll always be successful. Sure.
You feel like people ever think musicians and they see you out there, so you're celebrities. You don't work hard. Do they not know what goes on behind the scenes? Do you
Probably
feel
not.
like?
You don't want them to know what goes
Yeah,
on.
right, yeah,
It's
probably
boring
not.
to say, oh yeah, practiced for 100 hours for this song. That's not what you want to
And
convey.
that's just the
Yeah,
band
that's-
part of things. Then there's the business end of things. That's what stresses me out the most, more than anything, is
The business
social
part.
media, the business
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
the booking, the social media, establishing a network, contacts. Like Friction and Death Machine, both bands. We've done show trades with tons of bands from out of town, and the idea is we bring them to San Jose, we give them the prime slot in hopes of them bringing us to their town and giving us a slot. And there's a couple bands, and there's about 3 or 4 bands that I've given them,
Do they reciprocate?
and
Yeah.
no, and the reciprocation's not there, and it's more
What?
disappointing to me.
What was the response? At least
They're
somebody.
and when you call them out, they're like, "Oh, I know we're working on it," but then you see they're playing every other weekend. They got all these shows coming
Yeah.
on.
They could invite you to anyone.
Yes,
Thanks for putting us on the spot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So for me, that's just where the whole camaraderie thing comes in. It's important. It's important to get out there, support your friends, support the scene, buy a shirt,
Yeah, support other
You know,
musicians. Yeah.
buy their track. Everybody's independent
You
these
should have bought a
days.
shirt.
You know,
I mean, that's kind of what Rimi was, not Rima, Rimi
Yeah,
was just talking
important,
about, right? Getting out with meeting fellow comedians and
there's-
supporting each other.
there's some great comedians in South Bay.
Really? Like who?
Rachel Warner is one of them. Sean Boyles. Sean Boyles is
Yes,
an
of course you would
awesome
know him. He's a
comedian.
rocker too.
And he's also a rocker. He plays actually drums for Zed. He also plays for Hazards, Insolence. He's got quite a portfolio. Then you got Butch Escobar, who's come out of the South Bay. I mean,
Oh,
East. I think
gosh, yeah.
Butch is more East Bay, but I knew him from South Bay, from San Jose. And
He gives no Fs.
man, no, he gives no F's, and he works hard. He's working hard, and it's paying off for him. But yeah, like Sean Boyles, Rachel Warner, Mike McGee does a lot of open mic stuff.
The Gong Show.
Yeah. But there's so much talent out there, from music to art. You got the Empire 7 Studios that are really involved with art. Mario Dimas, his brother Daniel Dimas is the drummer for Drawing Heaven. Very, very artistic bloodline. I'm saying bloodline because everybody in their family is got some type of art, whether it's music, artistic stuff. It's just, there's just certain things that are just encoded in DNA. So it's really neat. That's why I says we have a very unique time, and we're fortunate. We being Death Machine is, we do most of our own bookings, so we're able to secure a venue and bring in the lineups. And I love having a diverse lineup. It doesn't have to always be rock or heavy metal bands. Like my birthday show, we had Kid Sesh is a young and upcoming hip hop artist, and then we had a band All to the Grave from, I believe they're from up this way, or one of the bridge sides. But for instance, a comedian, I would love to throw a stand-up act in between. And you just, there's a little bit of diversity. You get a little bit of something for everybody, and it's not the same old just punk metal night. Yeah. It's, you have a couple different genres all coming together for one purpose of just sharing their talents and their music. And
Are you needing to travel a lot to play, or are you playing mostly local?
So we're doing just all mostly local. Regional, which I guess would be this whole Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get down farther south, and we're started branching out with contacts in Nevada, and there's some spots like in Phoenix area. Havasu is a place that I want to be targeting to start getting involved playing music, and hopefully soon relocate out to Lake Havasu. So that's the thing for me is what my 10-year is, what I want to do.
At least you didn't go to Burning Man.
Yeah, no Burning Man.
Do you guys like Burning Man?
I've been there.
Hey,
I've seen pictures.
Burning Man. Yeah. Oh yeah. You see
Pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to
Kind of
look
like
at
old
pictures.
National Geographics.
I'll go to a Burning Man like at Ocean Beach or some,
I walked past Burning Man to get in here today, actually.
Yeah.
There's a bunch
I
of
mean,
stuff.
you see that outside. Why would you need to go to a desert for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
Well, it's not. It's not fentanyl, but you think they don't have that at Burning Man? They got like the LSD and all that.
Man, these days I see $1 on the floor and I'm afraid to even pick it up because I've read or heard things of fentanyl being on a bill, on a dollar bill, or on,
especially out here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they say it's just enough to touch it, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
It was nice. I was in San Carlos and I saw $1 on the ground. I was a little iffy, but I still picked it up. If it was
Did you
here
sanitize?
in San Francisco, well, I was on my way home anyway, so I washed my hands. But if it was in San Francisco, I'd just look at it, keep on going. I wouldn't second guess. Like San Carlos, I was like, yeah, it's probably good. There's no fentanyl on it. It's probably good. I mean, I did kind of just take the edge and kind of shake it off a little bit. Good. I'm $1 richer.
Hey, another $1.
You know, yeah, I could play the lotto, get a scratcher.
Yeah, never know.
Want a song for us?
Sure, why not?
All right. Yeah.
Let's see here. Tune again.
So while we're getting tuned up, you can look at Sofa Street Fair. I believe it might be at .com or on the Facebooks or whatnot. They have a Fall Edition Festival coming up here September 24th. It's in the Sofa District of downtown San Jose.
That's where I saw you, right?
And that's where you saw Death Machine last year. So I believe you can see you'll be able to catch Death Machine there this year.
Cool.
So just stay tuned to the sites and we'll get you stage and set times and all that. Death Machine will also be on the Y in Sacramento. That'll be in November. Same thing. You can just take a look at the socials and we can get you set up to catch Death Machine live.
All right.
I guess on a related note, I should say I'll be playing at the Back Room in Berkeley, right off University Avenue, September 16th, along with Taya Gherkin, another acoustic guitar player, and a fabulous acoustic guitar player coming down from Portland, Eric Sky. So we'll be doing a show that night. So for those who are into instrumental guitar, come on out.
Well, I gotta look that place up because I've never heard of it. The Back Room.
It's on
Not the back door, but the
Back Room. The Back Room. Backroommusic.com.
Oh, the
URL.
Yeah, the back door. That's a different place. That's on
No.
Folsom. You pay to
No,
get
Back
in.
Room.
Someone closes it.
Right off University. I forget the name of the street that it's on actually at the moment, but it's a block off of University there and downtown Berkeley. Nice place. Nice listening room. Good
Guitars.
sound system. Couches and things to sit on. Nice and comfortable.
Need a good sound
And,
system.
Yeah, they got a good sound
Faulty
system.
equipment really
And they
pisses
do
people
they do a
off.
lot of different kinds of music. Big focus on acoustic music for the most part. Probably wouldn't have too many rock bands in there, but
A little easier with the sound.
yeah. I mean, it's a small room, so probably seats about 100 people or so.
Okay, kind of intimate. All right.
Yeah, it's a nice intimate venue, and good for hearing acoustic music. All right, well, I'll do another tune that I wrote. This is called Sunbreak. Yeah, my hands are so sweaty in here. This is pretty weird. Let me do that again.
Take off your shirt if you want.
Thank you. Sunbreak.
I'm trying to think about where I've heard that kind of sound before.
Kind of sound?
Maybe I've come across it.
Well, that tune, I'm using a tuning that Alex DeGrassi uses a lot,
Okay.
another Bay Area guitarist. So, and there's probably a bit of influence from Alex in there. Alex is a fabulous guitar player who's was one of the early people on the Windham Hill album label.
Windham
Hill.
Oh, Windham Hill, yeah.
Yeah, Windham Hill, along with Michael Hedges and a bunch of people like that started the whole new age guitar movement.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Alex lives up in where does he live? He's up near Ukiah, Redwood Valley, I believe. But he's still a big influence around here on all acoustic guitar players.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have a bit of Alex in there.
We gotta keep the music going. I remember there was like a time where music was outlawed, right? I mean,
When?
was
there?
I wasn't around because
Oh.
I remember the '80s music was pretty happening. They wouldn't let press the like grind on thrust.
Oh,
That was illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
mannerisms.
Just
Well, I
ripped
think there's
them-
been, historically over the years, I think there's been efforts to suppress different kinds of music. Different ethnic groups might have their music suppressed.
yeah.
You know,
Stop suppressing, right?
Yeah. That was one of the, I was just over in Ireland, heard an awful lot about their problems and all of their struggles. And I think that was the Irish traditional music was suppressed for a while because they were anti-original Irish.
Anti-original. So Ireland was anti-original.
No. Well, there's a whole. I'm still trying to work it out, even though I heard a lot about while I was over there. But
Okay.
in Ireland, basically, it comes down to the British trying to take control of Ireland and the Ireland fighting back, and that went on for 1,000 years. And so the English trying to exert control over Ireland would sort of discourage the native Irish
Yeah,
practices,
the
which
British
included
make
Irish
good
music.
music, yeah.
Yeah, it included the music.
But actually, yeah, maybe that makes it so you don't really hear about Ireland music too much.
Oh, I mean, there are communities where it's huge.
Because we all know about the British invasion.
Well, yeah, that's a
The
different
music.
thing.
British
No, I mean, it's Beatles and stuff. But no, Irish music is huge in certain
Huh.
areas, but you don't hear of others. They just had a huge Highlands festival over in Pleasanton.
I
that
do
was
know
Scottish.
about that.
They had tons
knew
of
about it
Irish
when it's
music.
too late.
Coming up the end of this month, there's a huge Irish festival in Grass Valley. And all going to be lots of Irish music, Irish bands coming all the way over from Ireland to play, and it's quite a range. I mean, there's traditional stuff, which is like fiddles and bagpipes, and these days there's a lot of Irish rock. Some of it's pretty heavy, but they kind of got the Irish feel and sort of some of that in their blood, and at the same time they're rocking out, So there's a
Yeah, I
whole
like
range.
cultures. We talk about races so much. We don't talk about cultures within it. Sometimes we act like it seems like there's just colors, but no one has any actual cultures within. Even white folks at the culture. Like we're talking about Irish and British. We get everyone.
Well, even today. I mean, I think today when you travel, you find that the world has gotten smaller, right? There's McDonald's on every corner, no matter what country you go to, and that kind of
except
thing.
in certain places you got
Certain
things like
places.
the Nick Lobster and all that.
Yeah, but at the same time, every locale has their own culture. Spending a month over in Ireland, there were just all kinds of little things that you didn't catch. I mean, just even little words. We were introduced to the word crack over there, which
yeah.
does not mean
Crack
what we mean
cocaine.
by it. It means fun. They say, "Oh, that was a great crack."
Oh,
It means fun.
okay. We don't use it.
Well, they
sometimes
spell
we
it
say
different.
what's
They spell
we
it
say what's
differently too.
cracking.
No. Yeah. That's probably
what's
maybe
crack?
that's
They
where
use
it
it
came
just
from.
like the crack.
Maybe
That's-
what's cracking
that's
came
crack.
from this. It's spelled CRAIC. And
Yeah.
they pronounce it crack.
You
and
having a
they
good
say,
time? Hey,
yeah,
man, I'm
great
crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, there's a lot of crack out here. It means fun.
We
Wow.
first time we heard our guide use that, we all laughed, and she said, "No, I got to explain." So
What's next? Fentanyl instead of
Yeah.
fentanyl?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's different cultures, and it shows up a lot of times in the traditional music. And in the U.S., there's I mean, it depends on the generation, but there's a whole tradition of Americana music. A lot of people that do the blues. There's an example of an American art form that really originated for the most part here, and is a American tradition that you'd now get in other places because they copy it, but it started here, and there's a subculture that you can go to blues festivals. They're real, raw, authentic blues, but its influence is swept into everything,
Yeah.
probably even into metal.
I
And
see a
things
lot of
like
that at the Poorhouse Bistro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know about that.
exactly.
Well, looks like we gotta wrap things up. Saw a good movie recently, The Strays. Pretty good.
What's that?
Animal movie I saw recently. I haven't seen any good movies lately.
Oh, any good movies?
That's been
Seen The Strays. The whole movie really tells you a lot about how people are really fascinated with dog penises. There was a one part where they were cheering the dog on. You got it, you got it, you got it. He had to get keys because they were all in jail, so he had to get his penis had a the female dog was whispering in his ear, and so it was making him stronger and longer. And so he had to go get those keys. He was going, and it was funny because it was an intense moment. And then all of a sudden, oh man, I really thought he was going to get it. And then it just zooms in to where he's at. And it's not even halfway. Probably bigger than mine.
That's great.
Yeah, and Rob, you were saying something about intestines earlier.
The guts. We talked about the guts.
Yeah, intestines, right? Did you have any health issues there, Doug?
Oh, for
Nope.
yeah, no, I don't.
I just worry about fingers. That's the
Yeah, because it's the tips.
Yeah,
just a tip.
Dip and, I thought we had something to relate to with intestine.
Yeah, it came up somewhere we were talking about something.
Hey, one time mine burst. I let it go for a whole
Your
year.
appendix?
Yeah, I thought I just had really cool, huge balls, but it was actually the intestine that kind of.
Oh, got you like a.
So yeah, because I just figured, I can't get up for like an hour in the morning. So I was like, it's okay, it's worth it for these huge balls. But then I realized after one time when I couldn't get up at all, hours and hours went by. I was like, okay, this is a problem. I got to crawl to the hospital.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. I thought we were relating there. That you had some.
No.
They call that a hernia.
A hernia. Yeah. I'm fortunate to not have that. But what I do have is I've got this really awesome guy for digital graphic design, Evangelist 7 Design. You can look that designer up, Jimmy Arsenal. You can check him out on Facebook or Evangelist 7, probably a .com. Just Google search it, and you can get yourself some very, very top-notch digital treatments for a business, ads, products, anything that you're doing. I've also got very, very good another designer, Powers Designs, and a gentleman by the name of Eric Powers. So if you're looking to get some shirts for your projects, your band, your podcast, a business, a birthday party, look up Powers Design and get a hold of Eric Powers. That guy's going to be your man for that as well.
Does your band have a website?
The band has a website.
Last Words.
Yep. So Death Machine, you can search Death Machine Band and go to Linktree, and it pulls up all of our socials there. And that also links us to Jerry DeLallo over at Tone Frequencies, who does all of our recordings for us. He's a phenomenal sound engineer. Him and Stephen Glaze out of Tone Frequency. And that's it. Sonic Skulls for sure. Check them out. Reptilian Arms, Drown the Rat.
All right.
And I'll just throw out there that I've got a website, Doug Young Guitar, easy to remember, DougYoungGuitar.com. There's music, books, lessons, all kinds of stuff there, videos. So check it out and send me an email and say hello or something.
All right. Oh, I don't know what this is. Jeez. My young son face planted. Dirty, rotten shame.
Also, don't forget to tune in to What's Really Happening, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Monday.
And let's see what's happening next week.
Subscribe, share, let your friends know that the show is out there. It is very entertaining content. And,
Thanks, man.
I subscribe and I watch weekly. And
I do like it when people subscribe.
Like and subscribe, share. That's all you got to do.
Who was buying me drinks, and I like that he's, he subscribed. I just felt iffy about going back to his place, but it was, I appreciate it. Oh, wait, I want to say, yeah, next week it's supposed to be cool.
All right.
Supposed to be cool. This is what's really happening. Tune in next Monday.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks.